Well, Bennett Kessler filed the following story: a chance for settlement. That's what Mammoth's assistant town manager said about mediation talks between the town of Mammoth Lakes and Mammoth Lakes Land Acquisition. Mariana Marashiva Martinez said to Sierra Wave Media that the court-ordered mediation talks Monday and Tuesday will now continue into Thursday. Martinez called this a positive development. Now, the details and nature of the talks remain confidential. At stake, however, MLLA's lawsuit judgment debt against the town of Mammoth Lakes in the amount of $43 million. Now, earlier this week, discussions took place in the law offices of MLLA's attorneys in Los Angeles. Participants from the town of Mammoth included town manager Dave Wilbrecht, Mariana Marashiva Martinez, and attorneys Zach Clement and Ken Klee. Now, Thursday's continued mediation talks were scheduled to happen by phone. Now, asked why the continued mediation talks are positive, Martinez said, "If we did not have much to discuss, then mediation would have ended after the first day." And she added, "This also means there is a chance for settlement." Meanwhile, in Mammoth Lakes, the town council held two special closed sessions. Those were Monday and Tuesday, and another one is now set for Thursday tomorrow at 11 a.m. Martinez confirmed that these special meetings are being held to allow the town council to respond to Chapter 9 bankruptcy proceedings and to discuss ongoing mediations. Bankruptcy Court Judge Thomas Holman had ordered the town and MLLA to go to mediations before proceeding with any other hearings. Attorneys representing Mammoth had asked for expedited hearings to determine the town's eligibility for bankruptcy protection, but MLLA lawyers asked for more time to gather information. Now, there is currently no date set for the eligibility hearing, although at last word, MLLA was ordered to submit objections to Mammoth's bankruptcy case on August 24th. Bankruptcy Judge Elizabeth Paris is mediating current talks between the two adversaries. Well, Friday at 4:30 p.m., that's the deadline to file papers to run for a seat on the Bishop City Council. Now, at last word, two candidates and all three incumbents have filed, so a race is on. Now, up for election are council seats of Mayor Dave Stottlemyre and council members Laura Smith and Susan Cullen. Challenging them are Keith Glidewell of Bishop, as well as Patricia Gardner of Bishop. Also open for election is the seat of Bishop City Treasurer. And at this point, the only candidate is current Treasurer Bob Kimball. Now, another change lies ahead for the Bishop City Council. Member Jeff Griffiths has won the 2nd District seat for Inyo County Supervisor and will take that seat in January. Officials say that the council will likely fill that council vacancy by appointment. Now, for this November 6th council election, paperwork again must be filed by this Friday at 4:30 p.m. Well, we have another story on the Bishop City Council. This was filed by Bennett Kessler also, and that is news that a Hindu man would travel to Bishop to deliver the invocation before the next Bishop City Council meeting led to the passage of new invocation guidelines that had been under consideration. Rajan Zed will offer a Sanskrit prayer and interpretation coming up at the meeting on Monday, August 13th. Now, the city's new guidelines may make all invocations less general and less about specific religions. When new invocation restrictions officially approved by the Bishop City Council, Mayor Dave Stottlemyre said he wanted to emphasize that the city is, quote, open to invocations by all religions and all faiths, end quote. Now, the newly adopted guidelines prepared by Bishop City Attorney Peter Tracy respond to court cases dealing with the topic. Case law has indicated that any legislative prayer that proselytizes or advances one religious belief or faith or disparages another violates the First Amendment of the Constitution. Attorney Tracy came up with guidelines for Bishop, which ask anyone delivering an invocation to avoid references to a particular deity, to avoid references to any religious holiday, to avoid any reference to a particular religious sect. Now, the entire guidelines are posted on our website, sierrawave.net. Now, Rajan Zed of Reno He's self-described as a Hindu statesman. He has offered invocations at numerous city council meetings in the West and before the U.S. Senate. Now asked if Mr. Zed's request to perform an invocation caused passage of the guidelines, Bishop City Administrator Keith Caldwell said, "We have been looking at this for a while. We wanted to make sure we were doing this correctly." Now, did Mr. Zed's request prompt the official guidelines? Caldwell said, "Certainly, he moved us forward." Now, one local religious leader, First United Methodist Church pastor Kathleen Puntar, bishop, reviewed the guidelines and said she appreciates the city's willingness to continue with invocations. Some places, she said, have discontinued them. Pastor Puntar called it a challenging balancing act, freedom of religion and speech versus separation of church and state, along with a variety of faiths. Now, the pastor pointed out that the Supreme Court did not outlaw invocations, just sectarian ones. Will the City of Bishop's new guidelines alter her invocations? Pastor Punter said it might tweak them a little. "Even if I use the word God or Creator," she said, "I know who I'm praying to." She said in public forums she tends to use broader references to God. Pastor also said disparagement of other faiths is not appropriate. She said the recent shootings at the Sikh temple in Wisconsin, it is important to work against, quote, "so much hatred and violence and work for greater understanding." Well, for some people, dog is their co-pilot. We give a big woof to the following story. The Bishop Dog Park Incorporated, proud to announce the official grand opening of the Bishop Dog Park, and this will be the first dog park in the Eastern Sierra. Everyone is invited to the celebration, and that will be taking place this Saturday morning from 9 to 11. And you can see there's already some dogs out there having a good time before the official grand opening. The dog park is located Bishop City Park at the corners of East Yaney, Bruce, and Spruce Streets. Refreshments and cake will be provided. You might want to get there early to the Bishop Dog Park. They're going to have a raffle, and you can win a fabulous door prize. If you would like more information, anything to do with the great Bishop Dog Park, I think it's going to be a fine addition to the city of Bishop. You can call Kelly at 760-872-4639 or look for Bishop Dog Park on Facebook. We'll be back with a weather report.